What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? I'm the Crypto Crow, and I figured I'd go live today because I been doing a lot of these videos recently, these kind of under 5 minutes, and it started with me doing kind of a Millionaire Maker top 10 series, and it ultimately became, it took so long, it took 2 days to make that video, and it just took forever. So it ended up being like a top 5, and I wanted to see how the video would do. It's doing okay, not that great. And then I decided, you know what, I could break these individual segments up into individual videos, and they're all under 5 minutes. So yeah, I started publishing those, and they've been doing really well because they're capturing a lot of search engine traffic and YouTube search traffic and things. So that's kind of the thing, and it's been kind of an experiment to see, just in terms of time. You know, if I do a bunch of research and I write out everything, it enables me to just keep from the rambling and keep from extending, you know, because I watch a lot of YouTubers, and the ones that ramble a lot, I tend to be annoyed by because I'm like, I just want to know what's happening. And I know some of you guys like it when I ramble, and I've been seeing a lot of the Twitter feedback, and I know that a lot of you guys join me because you just like somebody rambling, and you just like me talking about different things, whether it's life or crypto or whatever. And so I figured no matter what I do, I'm always going to be coming back live, at least, you know, probably once or twice a week. I was thinking of doing just like Fridays, or maybe Mondays and Fridays. I don't know. We'll have to see. But honestly, when I go live, believe it or not, it's actually kind of stressful. Like when I'm done doing a live video, my head kind of hurts. I feel really hot. You know, I read the comments and chat sometimes like, you're going to stroke out and this and that stuff does freak me out. So I read those comments and I'm like, what are you seeing that I'm not realizing other than how I feel? So anyway, I've just been experimenting with different types of content just to see, you know, what works and what doesn't. And so, you know, that's it. But I miss coming live and seeing everybody. So I figured today I was just going to kind of go over some different news stuff. I don't plan on reading the news, more just kind of going over headlines a little bit, talking about them. I'm going to talk about Bitcoin a little. Got some changes coming to Crow Trader very soon. You know, I've talked endlessly about the 13 over 34 EMAs, you know, basically Crow Trader is going to start doing that exact strategy for you automatically. So that's actually being added now. My developer was testing it all last night. We were testing it. I also have a new platform that we've been working on now for a year, and I finally was able to log into a staging beta, like a private staging beta. Created a long list of all kinds of stuff that needs to be addressed, so it's going to be a few days. But I'm pretty excited about this platform, and I think all of you guys are going to really appreciate it when it's ready. And I don't even want to say what it's called or anything yet. I will say that Crow is not a part of the name. Yeah, and if you're new to crypto and you're just kind of bouncing around, make sure you check out chainwise.us. You know, there's some really good course materials in here, and it's like nobody seems to care much. And I don't know if it's because of where we're at in the market, but there's a lot of exclusive content in here, and it's cheap. I mean, it's super cheap, and I'm trying to get this built up so that I can justify putting more and more time into it and adding more exclusive content and doing more things with it. I even want to invite some other people who specialize in different aspects of the crypto market to help provide content, especially when it comes to like technical analysis and different trading things. And I just want to fill this full. I want it to become like a crypto university for people, but not anything near like Ivan on Tech. Ivan on Tech's probably a genius, and he teaches people programming and development, and he's got a really, really good thing going, man. I mean, I applaud him. But it's nothing like that, but it's definitely more about getting people into the cryptocurrency markets and teaching them what they need to know to be safe and effective and all that. So make sure you check that out. Bitcoin, I think Bitcoin's going down, folks. You know, we've been seeing this kind of form up for a while, and it's just been getting nauseating. And my liquidation, my my long trade still hasn't been liquidated, but you can see the line. I got in up here, and as soon as I did, the next day it shot up to 12 grand, and I'm like I told you before, I'm like, man, I should just take the profit and not be greedy with it, and I'm like, I'm just gonna let it ride. Whatever happens, happens. And sure enough, man, I woke up the next day and it was down $1,000, and it was down another 1,000. So I've been waiting to get liquidated this whole time, and it hasn't happened, even though it brushed on it. I mean, it was like within $200. And then I noticed, because I noticed that my liquidation price has gone up by little tiny increments, and I still haven't figured out why that is. So I'm waiting for ByBit to tell me, like, why is my liquidation price kind of very slowly rising? Like, how does that work? And so you know, they worked out a thing where anybody that they worked out some big exclusive special for me. Like, if you use my affiliate link below and you're trying to get into leverage trading and you're not an idiot, and you're not going to be doing crazy high leverage and getting yourself completely wrecked, even though this is only a 5x trade that I'm in now, and I'm just waiting to get liquidated. I mean, I'm just being honest. It hasn't happened yet. Maybe it doesn't, but I can see us getting down to 9,200 from here before we start coming back up again. But anything could happen. I've been waiting, and it's just been all over the place. But I think as this continues to tighten in, I think we're going to have a drop to the downside, which is going to fill that CME gap that everybody's been waiting on for a while. I know a lot of people have been kind of like forgetting about it, thinking, oh, $10,000 is the new floor. Maybe that's the case, and if it is, fantastic. If we drop back down to like 10 grand and then start shooting back up, fantastic. But I can see us getting around $9,200. I mean, because if we're looking here, I mean, this is lining up so perfectly. Even if we came down to 9,600 by the time this broke down, I mean, that would be fine too. But I'm still getting liquidated. So it is what it is. It is what it is. Who's watching Adesanya and Costa fight Saturday? Because I'm super pumped about that fight, man. I want to see it. I really like Adesanya, style bender, and yeah, I'm really digging it. Oh, and I don't know if you guys can see it. Somebody in my comments recently was saying that I was a Satanist because all my tattoos have like satanic symbolism. And I'm like, are you crazy? So my arms, I don't know if you can see this, but my arms are all biomechanical. Okay? My arms are biomechanical. There's nothing satanic about my arms. It's just my desire to want to be a robot. That's it. Pow, pow, pitty, pow. Okay? My neck, and I did do this because my wife really likes neck tattoos, and she talked me into it. But anyway, it's hard to see, but here is a crow, and this is time. The crow is managing time with a watchful eye. That's all that is to me. It's the crow, man. I mean, you know, the crow has ultimately changed my life, you know, and so it's who I am now, and so I feel like I'm always trying to manage my time and get a lot of things done as I prepare for everything coming in the bull market, and so yeah, man. I mean, I like tattoos. This sucked. Let me just tell you, this really sucked. This was 4 hours of pure suck. Yeah. Anyway, I think we're gonna break down from here, but again, I could be wrong. Let's see here. So Bitcoin analyst says XRP will annihilate almost every other altcoin. Here's why. Now this is back from September 13th. A contrarian investor known in the industry as Crypto Whale believes that XRP eventually will wipe out nearly every other altcoin. And so in a new tweet storm, Crypto Whale, who a lot of us know, we've all seen him on Twitter, tells his 34,000 followers that XRP will be one of the last coins standing once the crypto industry enters a new phase of regulatory scrutiny and acceptance. which I find very interesting, albeit scary if that were to be the case. I don't necessarily see that, though. And you know what? I've talked a lot about the SEC in the past, and just the way they kind of seem to have just rushed into the space and started like waving their weapons around and like freaking everybody out. But I have to say, like, from what I've been seeing, they don't seem to be intentionally trying to ruin the industry. And I really thought that was the case early on. I thought it was a concentrated effort to try and scare everyone away. It almost felt like if you were to walk into a room full of cockroaches and flip the light on and watch all the cockroaches scurry. That's kind of what I always envisioned, like the SEC was doing. Like, here's the light, you little cockroaches, now run along, right? But I don't really think that was the case. And, you know, they have been doing a lot of stuff, I think, honestly, to try and help the space. And the reality is, I believe we need it. I mean, we really do. We need some policing. We need a police force because there's just so much bad in the space. I mean, there's a lot of good, but when you're talking about the beginning phases of an entire new era, you know, this whole decentralized thing, and the number of scammers and hackers and this and that, and I mean, it's like, you know, it's like there's definitely always going to be a yin to the yang, but I'm just like, sometimes I'm completely beside myself, you know, with what I'm seeing. And I've got some other articles to share because some guys were caught like basically orchestrating a big pump and dump. And so I'm going to be sharing that. But yeah, these guys are basically saying, look, or Crypto Whale, he's ultimately saying that, you know, he expects the SEC and regulatory bodies to basically shut down all of crypto except for XRP. Now, I think that's kind of silly, personally, but it's what some people believe. I hold some XRP, so I mean, it is what it is, but I hold a lot of other stuff too, and I expect to do very well. And I don't think Cardano is going to be hurt by that. How 50 individuals got over $500,000 in Ethereum tokens for free. Meme. Now, before I go into that, this is a little interesting. Ethereum insiders caught in allegedly organizing a pump and dump. So basically what happened is, and you might want to read this article because this is actually interesting stuff, and it's kind of shady. Well, it's not kind of, it's very shady. But a lot of names were mentioned, and there are a lot of crypto insiders who basically were pulled into this Telegram group and then airdrop tokens that they were all supposedly supposed to use their influence in the crypto space to pump it and to talk about it and to basically make it sound like it was going to be this next big thing. At which point everybody in the Telegram group could dump their tokens on the public, the buying public, who are basically being fed bullshit and garbage and this and that, trying to establish FOMO around this completely useless nothing token because these guys were, and now not everybody in this group, this Anthony Sassano, I don't even know who he is, but he was trying to cover it all up like it was a joke, but then they've got stuff in a Telegram group where like, yeah, we need people to dump on. Dude sounds dirty. I don't know him. I don't know anything about him other than what I read in this article, but apparently he's pretty high up in the Ethereum world, and he just sounds kind of shady. And there are other people that are mentioned or people that are talking in this group, and it doesn't seem like all of them understand even what's happening. Like they were just kind of pulled into the mix. So not everybody is complicit in this, but it's like there's no real telling who is who for the most part, and it's just bad. And basically what it is it's a group of guys that missed out on this meme. And if you're a browser-based crypto Twitter over the recent weeks, you likely know of a project called Meme. The platform, which allows users to generate and swap digital cards, art pieces of some popular individuals in the Ethereum space, has rapidly risen to prominence as a place where traders can blow some excess cash, farm limited edition NFTs. And you can really blame, can you really blame them? Through Meme, you can collect Ethereum base cards of individuals like Yearn Finances, Andre Cronje, and all this other stuff. So basically, it's a thing for NFTs, but ultimately, apparently it started off as a joke, and it just kind of took off, and it ended up establishing itself. The community decided on 28,000 total supply, and it should be airdropped to members in the Telegram, and so it did. After $400 in gas costs, Meme was deployed and airdropped to 50 or so participants, each receiving 355 Meme. And then ultimately they built a market for this. And some people were pissed off that they weren't a part of it, that they missed out, because they're these big cheeses in all these different sectors of the crypto space, and apparently they felt entitled. So they decided, well, we'll create our own pump and dump bullshit token, and we'll just rip off everybody. So... And the thing of it is that a lot of these types of people are utilizing DeFi as a brand. They're almost using the term DeFi as kind of a way of drawing attention to themselves. The latest DeFi, we're the new DeFi, this and that. Just be very weary, because I mean, there's so many shady folks, man, and like, I don't even know what to say other than like, just be cautious. Don't run out and just dump your money on the latest crap coin, because I still, to this day, I focus on fundamentals, and I try to focus on what I believe is going to rise to the top over time. And I know that the sentiment right now is everybody's watching the market, and it's like a Red Sea. Bitcoin's down, everything's down. Hell, Cardano's at like 8 cents. I look at it right now. I calculated Bitcoin's price at like 10,500 and Cardano at $5,000 or 8 cents, and you can get like 130 something thousand Cardano right now for one Bitcoin. So as this continues to go down, you're able to basically accumulate more of your favorite altcoins for less money. And the thing of it is that when these coins rise back up, the profit potential definitely outweighs like the Bitcoin that you've spent. So, I just look at the whole opportunity right now as it's a buyer's world. I mean, this is a buyer's opportunity. I mean, I feel like everybody got a taste of what was happening in the market, and you can see the altcoins rising 10, 20, or 30%. And then in Bitcoin rises, 5%, 6%, right? So when the market starts to really pump, you see a lot of these altcoins rise up much faster in value because they're cheaper to get into. And a lot of people use Bitcoin specifically to buy into altcoins. So you'll get a little perk up of Bitcoin, but then you're going to see more significant raises in a lot of the top altcoins. And that's just how it goes. I mean, that's just how the market is. So it's a matter for us to just really start to see this market climb, and we're going to start seeing a lot of these altcoins outweigh Bitcoin and Ethereum for that matter, because the more expensive Ethereum is, the less it becomes something people want to just dump into for quick gains. People are going to utilize Ethereum and Bitcoin, or they're going to use their Ethereum to buy into altcoins on the way up. I'm telling you, that's coming. It's going to happen. It's a patience game. And you see people that get frustrated more and more, and it is a little frustrating. This ebb and flow is definitely like, it's wearing on me. But think about it. At the low, Bitcoin was like $3,100. It hasn't been that long. It's been like a year. $3,100, and we're at 10.5. Bitcoin's growing consistently. It's just these market lulls that drive everybody nuts, because everybody is craving their fix. We're all sitting around watching the market, waiting for those highs of market peaks and new highs, higher highs, higher lows. We want to see that. We want to feel that adrenaline of like, we made the right decision. We invested in the right projects. We put our money, our hard-earned money, into this crypto space that still feels so dangerous on so many levels. And we want this affirmation, this confirmation that we're doing the right thing for ourselves and our family and for this new era of disruption, right? We're all hungry for it. I know I am. I'm right along with you. So that's been the challenge, and it's definitely not easy. So I get it. I'm with you on this. Chainlink collapses 60% in just over 1 month, and You know, the more I learn about Chainlink, the more I actually like it. But man, it's really taken a bath. And a lot of people are saying, hey man, Chainlink's likely to hit $5 before anything else. And banned protocol, if you watch, oh yeah, I've got another video coming out tomorrow. Yeah, because today's, let's see here. Yeah, today's Wednesday. So yeah, tomorrow I have another prediction video for Icon. And I think that'll be a pretty good one, because Icon was a project that I was extremely bullish on at ICO, and it did very well. But I don't currently hold any right now, because I'm, you know, everybody knows what I'm all about. But yeah, you'll want to check out the video that comes out tomorrow morning about Icon, and banned protocols involved, and there's a lot of good stuff. So yeah, there's that. I mean, Chainlink, I'm sure is going to be fine in the long run, but it's definitely taken a big hit right now. And yeah, there's that. Okay. So let's get to some Q&A. Ask me anything. I mean, we'll hang out for a little while. We're about 21 minutes in. I'm down to just kind of chillax. And yeah. Oh, I was looking at my Teespring. Nobody seems to care about these Crypto Crow shirts, so I'm thinking about just taking the whole thing down, or maybe getting a little more creative in terms of like what kind of shirts, maybe coming up with some exclusive sayings or something. I'm not sure. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Do you guys even care about that stuff? Because if not, I'm not going to waste too much time on it. All right, so let's get to some questions here and see what you guys are thinking. How much do you hodl? Would never disclose that. I think if peeps want oversight, they should stick to fiat or the stock market. It's got plenty of babysitters. Crypto will too. Crypto will too. Don't lose sight of what we're here for. Don't lose sight about, I mean, just because the space gets regulated and there's a lot more policing going on and anti-money laundering and all this other stuff, just because that doesn't necessarily mean that it's to thwart the overall mission and objective of cryptocurrency, because it's not. Let me see here. I wanted to... What? Uh-oh. All right, so the website's down. I'm gonna have to take a look at that. I'm clearing my cookies. I'll have to get on that. So yeah, CrowTrader site's not up right now, so I don't know. I did get some notifications, so I need to check those out. Hello from the UK. What's up, Arthur? Arthur Prestige? Link is looking delicious. Band has more downside, in my opinion. Maybe. ADA is still a promise coin. I'm not worried about ADA whatsoever. Icon predictions. Yeah, you'll have to see that tomorrow. What do you think about linear finance? I don't yet, because Trey, I don't know anything about it. Your real estate video today was awesome. Yeah, thank you. And Larcy, I did that video just to, there was a real estate agent who, I sell 30 plus properties a year, this and that. And, he had a couple things that, look, the video isn't, it wasn't a 3-hour course on real estate, right? It was to paint a picture to show you the potential. And so it's to get people thinking. There are going to be variables associated with that. Your credit score, your income, what market you're in. I mean, there are going to be a lot of different variables. The idea is to show people like, hey, if I'm going to buy some property in Kentucky, this is approximately what's possible. So it's to show people what is an option for, when you're cashing out your cryptocurrency and you make a bunch of profit at the peak of the bull market, what do you do with the money? As I understand it now, and I'm not a tax accountant, I'm not licensed for anything, okay? So, but as I understand it, if you take your profit and you put it directly back into your business by buying real estate investment properties, that lowers the tax amount that you owe, right? Because you're putting your money back to work. It's not like I'm cashing it out and buying, a Rolex, right? You're putting the money back to work. And that's how you avoid, I think, okay? I'm not 100% sure. Again, talk to your accountant. I don't want to give any misinformation, but the plan is, you know, you take your crypto profits, you put it back into your business, and you're basically revolving your money rather than just cashing it out, paying a bunch of taxes on it, and then it just lays dormant. You know, put the money to work, continue working it, because that's something that that'll pay even more dividends over time, obviously. But yeah, thank you. I'm glad you liked the video because I thought it was pretty good. And it's all, honestly, I did that video because it's what I'm planning on doing, really. Are we going lower? I think so. I think with my luck, I'm gonna get liquidated before we start really going up. Last comment, careful about stock market crash possibility. It will decimate Bitcoin and especially altcoins. Good luck and have a great week. Out. Okay. I guess we'll just have to wait and see, right? I don't really know what the correlation is between the stock market outside of like knowing there's a lot of institutional money in crypto now, the majority of which got in over the counter for just about everything. So we'll have to see, because honestly, I think a lot of people are looking at the crypto markets as a hedge against traditional markets. It's kind of the point to a large degree. If you know leverage trading and can both long and short, a crash don't scare me. Yeah, I know. I mean, I could do that, but I just didn't. I know some people long one way, they'll short another, and whatever happens, they're making money. But I just didn't bother doing that. I mean, realistic for me, trading is difficult for me because of the time. I don't have the time to sit around watching the charts and doing all this stuff. I mean, there's so much to it. It's really one of those things where if you want to be an effective trader, it has to be what you do. I don't, unless you're doing it like through automated bot trading, which is why I love it. But yeah, realistically, I don't have the time to sit around just trading. I am new to the crypto world. I'm so excited to have come across your channel. What are some of your go tips for someone new like me? I have bought some Cardano. Thank you. Carla Nielsen. Number one, don't save any passwords in a browser. Keep an external log of your passwords. Use at least 12 character passwords, and use a different password for everything. It's a huge pain in the ass, but trust me, it's worth it. Don't FOMO into garbage. Just because a bunch of people in some community or another are talking madly in love about a particular project doesn't mean it's good. Stick to the fundamentals. And for me, especially right now, I would tell somebody new getting into the crypto space to look at history. History doesn't mean that it's going to repeat itself. It doesn't mean anything other than a lot of the projects that couldn't withstand the bear market and are, coming out with versions 2.0, 3.0. They've got a lot of new partnerships, they're growing teams, things like that. That's one of the reasons why I'm doing a lot of these 5-minute videos, to show people here are some of the really good projects that have withstood the bear market. Their fundamentals are solid, their teams are growing, they're working on their projects, and they're doing well. And that's basically the big point, is just to point people in the right direction. My predictions are basically for entertainment, just to give people something to think about, what's possible. They're all probably going to be wrong somehow. I'm not going to hit any of them right on the head. Some of them are going to be much higher than I predict. Some of them will be lower than I predict. It's just to put, it's to give you an idea as to where I see a lot of these projects going based off of what they've been doing. So, focus on fundamentals. Don't focus on the FOMO. I know a lot of people are making money in DeFi, but a lot of people are losing money in DeFi. A brand new DeFi project today could literally be gone tomorrow. So I'm not FOMOing into any of that garbage. I'm sticking with what I know and what I believe. And, hell, I did a video on Celsius Network. I think it was at like 49 cents, 51 cents or something like that. And it jumped to 78 cents like overnight. I'm not saying it was because of my video, because the video only had like 1,700 views at the time. So it hadn't even really been cultivated yet. But, a lot of these projects, there are so many crapola projects out there, man, and it's really difficult to understand like what's good, what's not. But I think that because of the history we have over this bear market and now where we are is definitely giving us a glimpse into the future of what, like, who's going to be successful and who isn't. Do you think the market will recover enough before another dump? Also, I read that this latest dump was due to the DeFi bubble popping. Well, I'm reading otherwise. I'm reading that a lot of people are taking their Ethereum out of exchanges and locking them up into new DeFi projects. So I guess it just depends on the source. Do I think the market will recover before another dump? I mean, look, even during the bull market, like the big bull run, in 2017, we saw 40% corrections. So corrections to me don't faze me because I know that $1,000 dump today could mean a $3,000 pump tomorrow. I'm not overly concerned with the corrections. What I hate is when we go into a scenario like this where we rise up, we start to drop back down. We never typically drop lower than when this trend started. But we drop back down and then we go through an accumulation phase and then we typically break up. But I feel like in a bull market. So while I'm sitting here saying we can break back down to 9,200 or something like that, I mean the low down here was 9,038. So if we don't touch below that, I'm sure we're fine. And we could very easily just skyrocket from there and hit the 12,000, 13,500 mark, and then do the same damn thing over again. And it's just a rinse and repeat. But as long as we stay consistent in our overall uptrend from down here, then we're good. This is a daily chart, right? So this is a daily chart, but we've been on a consistent uptrend on the long term, but this is a pretty significant dump down here. I mean, this is pretty significant for where we're at in the market, given, where we're at in the bull cycle and all that. I mean, we're just getting started. So this could be considered one last shakeout period, and then once we break out of this pennant, we're off to the races. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. Will we correct more? I don't know. I think it's very likely that we drop a little bit more until things really start to pick up. People should also dollar cost average in. Yeah, I mean, I always tell people too, like if you're inching in, inching out, you're much safer because of the volatility. Anything could happen. I would stick to the top 25 projects and then do research into the project, the backing, the use cases, the leadership team, and the credentials behind what they're building. Yeah, that's good. Hi, Crow. Great videos. I'm new to the space as I have put my assets in a ledger. Would you say they're safe? Thanks. Regards, Dave. Yeah, I think ledgers are very safe as long as you didn't buy it from a third party. If you got the Ledger Nano or Ledger wallet directly from Ledger, then you should be good. But if you bought it from a third party, there's a chance that it could have been tampered with before you got it, and they're just waiting to take your crypto from you. So, I that's one of the reasons why I don't like if you go to Amazon and you're like Ledger Nano, and if it's not directly from Ledger, and you're getting it from like Bob's Crypto Shop or whatever, no, I wouldn't touch it. All right, guys. Yeah, I mean, we'll leave it at that. That's what I see happening. So I gotta get lunch because I'm starving. I haven't eaten anything today. And hopefully, if you haven't watched the video that I published this morning about crypto profits to real estate investing, you're definitely going to want to check it out. Open your mind to some alternatives, and just have that in the back of your mind as you're going forward through this bull market. And if I were you, honestly, I would sit down with your accountant and put a plan together, because if you're heavily invested in the cryptocurrency markets right now, chances are you're going to do very well over the next year and 2 years. And you're going to need an exit strategy, and you're going to need a professional to really help navigate it. You don't want to get caught off guard like I was, a couple years ago, because that was painful, very painful. So, yeah, that's it for now. Make sure you check out chainwise.us. And until next time, guys, crow your coins, and I'll see you soon. Thanks for joining me.